Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Gay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hey, look at that, Jason. I just brought you right in.
Oh man,
you were back in the green room hanging out, man, this morning. What's going on, my friend?
Not good. It's cold and our water's out. So
No.
Yeah, no water. So getting kids ready for school this morning. Kim was trying to get them ready without any water, and my mother called and she didn't have any water. So it's been a hectic morning already.
Would you say it's been a fun morning?
I would say I'm blaming you, Rob, for bringing this weather back from North Dakota.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. You betcha. So I don't like this morning, Jason, because I'm zoomed in. And
yeah, me too. I need to be way back here.
Yeah, this doesn't look good, man. There's all sorts of things that are.
I know. I can see my wrinkles worse than normal.
Well, good morning. We do want to welcome everybody in. Do us a favor. Let us know how we're sounding out there this morning. Appreciate everybody for being with us, as always, here on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville as we get rocking and rolling here. Again, send us some comments this morning. Say hello to us. We got our good friend Joshua Mashi in the background producing for us today. He's helping out, but we are here on episode number 454. Jason, when we get to 500, I'm going to take a 2-month vacation.
You need one.
So 454 is where we're at today. And a big thank you, as always, to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. By the way, our Heart for Casa campaign continues. And friends, we're about $600 or so, and we were really hoping to raise a little bit more than that this year. Last year, we did nearly $2,000. We still have a lot of jewelry bags left. I know that things are hard for a lot of folks right now financially, but if you do have those extra resources, every single penny earned will go towards Casa. It's just a suggested donation of $40. Still some rosebud vases. We were joking yesterday, Jason, saying, maybe you're outside in the cold because you forgot about Valentine's Day. You can get back in the house today by taking part in this campaign to benefit Casa. You go to our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. We'll put that up here in just a few moments on the screen, but that is where you can go again for that campaign And anyways, Jason, here we are, man. It's always a thankful Thursday, brought to you by First Baptist Church. How are you? Besides the cold, did the pipes freeze? Is that what happened?
I guess so. We live out here. We have a well, and I had everything wrapped up, I thought, but you never know. It can just be one little spot that you don't get wrapped up, and it just then it plugs the whole system up, so we don't have any water. And hopefully it'll warm up enough today. I don't know what the high is supposed to be. What's the high supposed to be?
I think we're going to get, yesterday they said it would be 41. We didn't get above freezing.
I know that.
And so I think today they said 38. So if that's the case as of yesterday, then that means we won't get above 25. Well, and you're kind of, you guys are kind of out in the sticks a little bit too.
Yeah,
So
we are.
it's usually colder where you're at than here, I guess, downtown, right?
Yeah, it's cold out here. I know, but we have then this morning we have a sheepadoodle. That's my daughter's dog, and he usually sleeps in the bed with us. Well, he loves the cold weather, so he was waking up at 5 o'clock this morning. He was ready to go outside, and he's still outside. He loves 25 degrees weather, apparently.
He's where did this? I've seen the dog, the beautiful dog, by the way. He didn't come from Fargo though, did he?
No, he came from up near Dallas.
I wonder. Well, that's north. That's going north. That's going a little farther north. I wonder, Jason, if there was dogs from Fargo, if they would bark differently.
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe
Like
They
down
probably
here,
love
down here it's like it's roof roof roof. Down here it's kind of, but up north it may be like roof roof. It's kind of got that. It's kind of got that fun flow to it, right?
Yeah, I bet they probably would have some comments to say about the southern accent too.
Hey, and I'm surprised you have good internet out. Are you guys on Starlink or what are you on out there for internet?
We're on Mid-South, the fiber internet.
Fiber all the way out there, huh?
Yeah, that was a game changer for us, but I kind of regret it now because we were getting like I don't even know what it is, just barely enough to stream something before, and then they upgraded us to fiber, and now we're like 100 times that, so the kids can play video games, and that was a not so good thing. I mean, they play them all the time with their friends and stuff, and I guess it's okay, but it's just like, I always remind them, it hasn't been that long since we've had the high-speed internet. Things were a lot different before we had the high-speed internet. We could turn it off,
Yeah, they don't. Some of the apps, I know the new apps now for some of these services have the parental controls, and you can actually see the devices, and so
we do that.
Blink, gone.
Yeah. I just go over there and unplug the thing from the wall, and all the TVs stop, and all of a sudden the kids start coming out of their rooms and coming to dinner when you ask them to.
You see this mad march coming in. Like, where did this come from?
Exactly.
Dust is coming down the hall. It's well, what's the typical statute of limitations on things? Usually, 7 years, I think. So I'm able to talk about this now because I don't want to get my cousin in trouble, Jason. But years ago, we were all on dial-up internet. And one of the things was if you couldn't download big files, there was download programs that would pause and resume your downloads.
Mm.
And I'll never forget, I was downloading an old copy of Windows 3.11 back in the day. I was downloading it over dial-up, and it took about 2 weeks. Nowadays, that would take literally about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, it took me 2 weeks to get this. I was using I remember the program now. It's called Gozilla.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got disconnected, it was pretty smart technology because somehow it knew how it could resume the file.
Yeah.
Well, long story short is my cousin was getting really upset about his internet out at his house, and he was tired of the phone lines out there because they kind of lived out in the boonies. And he took it upon himself. I think he was probably about 11 years old, maybe 12. And he took it upon himself to go outside with an axe, find the phone line at the road, and take the axe and tear it all up. His thought process was if he did that, the phone company would come out and finally replace the phone lines because the copper was so bad. My cousin was very smart. He knew how all this stuff worked.
Yeah.
And so he just knew that he knew that the copper was bad, and if he went out there and tore up those phone lines, that they would come out and replace them. Well, not only did he tear them up, he also probably got his rear end tore up by his by his dad. You know, got a good lashing. You know, back in the day, grounded for a long time. The phone company did not come out, and because it wasn't their line, it was his line.
Oh yeah.
And so a guy at our old church who worked for the phone company came out and fixed it all. But I will say this. Their phone lines started working and the internet worked a little bit better after that happened.
Give him props.
And then I don't know if you remember the technology. This was a technology that was, emerging at the time, and now it's the same technology for your TV remotes back in the day, the infrared technology. And many TVs still have it, but a lot of them now are switching over to different radio frequencies, no longer infrared. But it's still there, and you got to point your remote at the TV just right to get it to work. Well, cell phones, actually some manufacturers started developing infrared technology on the cell phone. And on the old laptop computers, there was IR readers. And this is like when you start teaching, Jason, and you get real into it because that's what you love. You're passionate about it.
Yeah.
I'm getting passionate about this because it's it's bringing back the IT days. Well, this old cell phone, we found out that you could set it next to the laptop and you could use it as dial-up internet, and it was actually faster than hardwired internet. So in a way, we had quote-unquote wireless internet before it really was a big thing through the cell phone connection.
Good job, Rob.
Yeah, so he started using that for a while, and then, of course, everything started changing when cable came along and all those kind of things. But I brought all this up just to think about how far we have came in technology, Jason. You think about it. And the fact that you and I are sitting here right now, you're at your home 30 minutes away. I'm here at the church, and we're now, of course, I prefer to it's a little bit better always, of course, when you're in person. But the technology allows us to do this. Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah, I know. The technology is unbelievable, the things that have changed in just the last few years. I mean, it's unbelievable how much things have advanced. And even with the AI, I know that's your pride boy right now, discovering that. And they say that, that's a revolutionary technology. Did you hear about the, there's Chat GPT, and then the Apple has, not Apple, but Elon Musk developed that other AI technology. I think it's called Grok or something.
Yeah, for Twitter. Yeah, Grok.
Yeah, and then the Chinese came out with one. Did you hear about that one?
Yes, yeah, and it's supposed to be even better than Chat GPT and all those.
Yeah, and the my son, he downloaded it, and I told him, I was like, you need to get that off your phone because I think they have like spyware attached to all that stuff. And but they developed that from using reversed engineered a lot of the stuff that the Americans were developing, and it caused the stock market to drop in those IT fields. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because they said NVIDIA is like the graphics company, and NVIDIA. My godfather likes to remind me that he invested in NVIDIA before it split. Very, very savvy investor type guy. He and my dad went to one of these real estate seminars way back in the 80s. And I know some people that do that have been very successful at it. But he went to one with my dad, and my dad told him they were best friends, and that's why he's my godfather. And my dad told him, well, Tom, Tom, I just think that's a bunch of hogwash. That's how my dad was, He's like, that's
mine too.
Yeah, he's like that stuff's a bunch of hogwash. I don't really think. I think they're just here to sell us a package. And he's like, I'm not interested. Well, Tom, Mr. McGinnis, he decided that he was going to go for it. Well, go for it he did, and he has been extremely successful since then with real estate. And so I always kind of had leaned on him a little bit to learn a few things. Obviously, I never put it into practice, but he had told me a while back, he's at my dad's funeral, and we were talking, and he said, yeah, I got into that NVIDIA back in the day.
Yeah.
And he goes, man, that thing split like 4 times now. And he goes, did you put anything into it? I was like, nope.
Yeah, if we had anything to put into it, right?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to put into it. So, but because of this other one that you were talking about.
Yeah, what's it called? Like red something.
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, because I'll be honest, I went on their website, but then I was like, yeah, I don't want to mess with this because it's probably tracking me. I went on the website, Jason, here at the church. Actually, I forgot to tell you this. I went on the website here at the church, and then about 15 minutes later, I saw this huge balloon with all the surveillance equipment, and it was just slowly like circling the church, and then it went on its way. You know. It made it to the East Coast, and then I saw a jet going after it, and it shot it down. But
yeah. No, I said, they said that the difference is a lot of those things from China are censored. Not all the information is correct. I said, type in there what happened at Tiananmen Square, and so he did, and it did come back with some kind of garbage that wasn't true.
Well, I used ChatGPT. I was, horsing around a few months ago, and I was trying to get some content for an article. And so I was putting in different prompts, and it was something about the university. And, man, it was pulling old information because it goes, President Dana Hoyt. And I was like, Miss Hoyt hasn't been there in 4 years, man. Y'all need to update your brain because it's pulling the old data.
Yeah, you got to watch that stuff. You never know what it might come back with.
Yeah. So,
but the
anyways,
technology is crazy.
It's growing, it's advancing, and right now I use the AI technology. I'm going to school online at ORU. You and I have discussed this. I use the technology to give me ideas, and I'm in a composition class right now, and the teacher has straight up said, like, she goes, any use of AI is not tolerated. She did say, with one exception. You can use it to help you write outlines. Well, that's what I've been doing. I use it to help me write outlines and formulate ideas. But I know the technology so well, Jason, that I go into these forum posts and I just bash my head against the desk because all of these students I know are using it because it uses the same phrases.
Yeah, you can tell.
And when they copy and paste, verbatim copying and pasting, sometimes they'll even forget to leave out the quotation at the beginning of stuff. I'm like, if you guys are going to do that, at least go through and edit it.
Yeah.
It uses long hyphens in between sentences sometimes, so and no one ever types a long hyphen. In fact, I don't even know where it is on the keyboard. You have to do it. So I know that that's AI. And then it'll always say stuff like, this is a testament of the resilience and the strength of the unity and all this weird jumbo. But it always says testament is one word. It'll always say things like that. And so, and it'll always, I don't know the right word. I'm in this composition class, so I thought maybe I'd learn this, but I haven't. And if I read it, I already forgot it. But, if people say, like, if this, then that, and it's not cause and effect, but it'll say stuff like, this is not only a testament to the strength of this person, but something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It'll always say this, but. And I know that it's AI because nobody writes like that in every single paragraph.
Right. Yeah, you definitely can tell when something, and then the word, like you said, the word choice, and it sounds so, AI. It just sounds generated. But yeah, there's nothing like originality, and I do think it's helpful. It's just like anything else. Whenever they created the internet, when the was made, and everybody was saying,
when Al Gore created it.
Yeah. When Al Gore created the internet, everybody said, "Oh no, this is going to be the end of civilization. All it is used for pornography," and it does. It is, but it can be used for good and it can be used for evil, just like anything else. And I think that's the way the AI is going to be. I do think they're going to have to put some sort of restraints on it. But I do think it can be used for good and it can be used for evil, just like anything else.
Yeah, and I know, in ministry, there's a lot of new tools now that are really increasing, productivity as far as workflow. And what do I mean by
Yeah.
that? I mean, I can here's a perfect example. After your Sunday sermons, and it takes a while, it takes it about 24 hours to process the transcription. That is an AI. YouTube's been doing this for years. So it will transcribe all the audio.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that happens, I'll take your audio or the transcription from the audio, I'll run that through AI, and I'll say, give me a summary of it. And then that's what we fill in for the video descriptions that we ultimately end up editing on YouTube, and then, of course, put it on the website and the app. So and I mean, to do that before, I would have to bug you, and I would probably have to bug you, sit down with you. Hey, Jason, how do you want this described? What do you want this? And I mean, that just takes away time from everybody. So now, I don't have to bug you with that. You trust me and what I do, and trust us enough to know that we're not going to, put up something there we shouldn't. And it all flows, and it makes things so much easier. So you're right. There's ways to utilize all this stuff for good, and that's the way. Obviously, I'm going to choose to use it. But you're exactly right. People will use it any way that they see fit.
One of my professors in seminary, in the preaching class, he encouraged us to transcribe all of our sermons that we had given, and he said he used to, after he preached a sermon, he would have his secretary listen back to the sermon that he preached and transcribe it word for word what he said, so that he could reread the sermon, and that helped him get better over the years. He felt like knowing, what he thought he said versus what he actually said, and but can you imagine doing that? I mean, as a secretary, listening and transcribing word for word everything that someone has said. And nowadays, like you said, you just plug it into a software and boom, you have it already generated.
Yeah, the technology is through the roof. And you know what's neat? And I want to show this real quick because I do this all the time now. Can you see this on the screen here?
Yeah.
Let's see if this pops up. Yeah, it should. Yeah, there we go. So this right here is Google's cloud voice, basically transcription service. And a perfect example, the other day, and I used to sit here and take down, this is important for journalists don't like this, traditional journalists, because they think it's quote unquote cheating. I'm sorry, it's just a more efficient way to work.
Yeah.
So the other day, I went to the new Rita B. Huff, which is beautiful, by the way. And Jason, I'll encourage you, go over there and take a tour of that facility. It is absolutely beautiful. It's the new Humane Society here in town. They used to be over by the university in a small little 2,200 square foot building. Now they've got 4 times the space. And God bless Mac Woodward. He donated the land for that over there for them. And it's just a beautiful facility. Well, they took me on a 40-minute tour. And so I recorded that whole tour.
Oh, wow.
On audio on my phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
And so here is the entire text from that tour, and I'm able to take this information now. I can dump it into different software, and it can help me to formulate ideas about how to write an article. Some people, you could take this literally and write a complete article with it, but it's not, you can tell. So I take it to help generate the ideas to complete the article for me.
I really like that. That's cool.
So there's everything, and it'll even pick up on different speakers and all of that. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's insane. And now that's through Google?
Yep, it's their cloud transcription service.
Wow.
So, by the way,
someone commented here that AI, the ability to express oneself in writing, could become a lost skill for the masses, and that's probably true too, because you look at that just like how technology changes the things that teaching focuses on too. We like he wrote, to read a map is a lost skill for most people, and even some of the math. The use of technology with just simple math, because of the way people calculate things on a calculator, and a lot of or even cursive. My kids, the cursive is almost a lost art nowadays. So I mean, I do see the pitfalls in it.
It would be nice if cursing was a lost art. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be a great thing. It should be. Unfortunately, I think the opposite is happening. It's
20
becoming so normalized.
20 years from now, you'll be telling your grandkids, oh, back in the day, but that cursing is just a lost art now,
You know, just I mean, now that you bring that topic up, the you remember music back in the day. Music back in the day, you would go to the store, purchase CD, whatever, and it was all overseen by whatever company, whatever that is, the censorship place. What do you call
like
that?
RIAA, I think, like the Recording Industry of America, and then
Yeah,
and then
something
the other
like
ones.
that. And now, it's all streamed, and so the artists are encouraged to put bad language in their songs because it's not censored in the same way. Where before they would have to watch what they say, now they don't. So like if I take my phone and I want to just listen to some normal music, and like my phone, if you have Apple Music, you type in a song there and then it will just kind of play similar songs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's amazing how many songs you listen to. You type in a song and then before long there's cursing in the songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's amazing how many. You just type in the top 100 songs and notice how many songs have a E by them. It's so normalized today.
Well, it's
But
like, and I don't judge, and I know you don't either, but it's like, as a parent, I don't want to shelter my children. They need to be aware of the realities of the
right,
world because they're going to
right,
step into the world one day.
yeah,
It's like I remember these poor kids. I won't go knocking on them, but they finally, at like 30, they finally discovered the real world. But I mean, these kids, they were so sheltered, and I had to teach them what a fumble was in football. They thought everything was Joe Montana sports talk football when we'd play as kids. They literally, it's like, it's not the video game, man. Do you remember that there was a Sega Genesis, the Joe Montana sports talk football. I'll never forget that. And it was Joe Montana, and there was a computer. It didn't even sound real back then. But I mean, we'd play football. We'd throw the football. It was an incomplete pass. Well, the kid would yell like it was the Joe Montana. He'd go, fumble. I said, that's not a fumble. It's an incomplete pass. That's not what happens on the video game. I was like, well, this is reality. But so I don't want to shelter my kids. I want them to know. That's a poor example of I want them to know what
you want them to know what a fumble is.
Yeah, I want them to know what a fumble is because they're going to be seeing a lot of it as Cowboy fans, Yeah. But what I'm getting at is, yesterday or the other day, we're driving down the road and we're parked at a red light, and I just hear this blaring music. And I don't mind if someone wants to blare but man, when it stops dropping the four-letter word and all,
oh man,
and it's like the kid was, and it was a kid, and he was by himself. I was like, man, if you're gonna do that, at least have some friends with you, so you could, so it's cool, so you can feel. I mean, it's not cool anyways. Let me put it that way. But this kid was by himself, and he was just like looking around,
trying to get attention, probably. Yeah, I know it's awful, man. I'm telling you, take the chance to go into Apple, look at the top, 10 songs, 100 songs, whatever, and notice how many of them are explicit, and it's troublesome because that's what the kids are listening to. It's no wonder they talk the way they do. And in school, when back in the day, if you were in the hallways and you said something inappropriate, you were going to get in trouble. Nowadays, it's just normalized.
You and Kim have such wonderful children. All of y'all's kids are so awesome. Y'all have done an incredible job raising them. And I think that, it's important as a parent that we raise our kids with morals and ethics. And, obviously you guys have done that. I'm striving to do that with my children. The reason I bring this up, Jason, is because my little angel said a bad word the other day. And I'm sitting here wondering, where did that? Because I know that I've never said that word.
It happened to me too, not too long ago with one of my kids. So
yeah,
you're not the only one.
No, and I'm wondering, and it's not like the horrible one. It's what the Hoover is, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With an it at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, where did she learn that? She was doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And and there's a word like, I don't mean to say this word but I say, freaking sometimes. I'll be like, oh, that freaking thing, and I don't realize it,
Mm-hmm.
And so she yells out. Bridget comes in there laughing. She's laughing. She's like, I know I shouldn't laugh. And she didn't. She's like, I don't want to see her, but she was like crying, laughing. She said Braylon was frustrated in the living room, and she was looking for me, and she goes, where's my freaking daddy? But then she threw that other word at the end, and I've never said that word. I guarantee you, I've not. And
I know I've done. The same thing happened to me. I'm telling you, we were in one room and we heard one of our kids say something, and we were like, "What did you just say?" And of course, our child, he didn't know what the word even meant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we knew that he had heard it from somewhere, and it was. I think he said he heard it from one of the kids at school or something. But then he felt so bad. I felt bad after that because he felt so bad. He was crying and all because he didn't know that the word was bad. But like I said, I mean, it's just so overemphasized in today's culture. It's ridiculous.
Well, I got a report from Braylon because I said, Braylon, we don't say that word. And she's like, why, Daddy? And it's so cute when they're little kids because their expressions she's like, why, Daddy? And she kind of looks around like, what's wrong? I said, because that's a bad word, sweetheart. And then the next one I said, where did you learn that from?
Yeah, that's what we said.
And she goes, oh, the boy at school.
Yeah.
And I said, well, don't listen to the boy at school because you're not going to be listening to any boys at school till you're about 30, till I'm long gone from this earth also. No, I'm just kidding. But
if you keep on, you won't even know what a fumble is.
Yeah. So the other night, we always read a book, we always pray, and then she'll go to sleep. And just out of the blue, and I told her, don't say that word anymore. So she told me after we did we just got through doing a prayer. We read a book. I mean, everything was great, Jason. And then she just straight up says the word. And then she goes, and we don't say that word, Daddy. And I was like, no, we don't. It's amazing. You as a father of children, it's one of the greatest joys on earth, to have children and to watch them grow up and learn. It's just so interesting to watch these little things, these little precious miracles grow into something great.
Yeah.
And the other day, I have a bunch of old Macintosh, 1984 Macintosh computers. People you say they're Macintrash. I still call them. Me, I'm not an Apple guy.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of the old 1984 Macs. I started collecting them. The reason I did is because I ended up my aunt gave me one and I got rid of it. And I felt so bad after getting rid of that thing. I was like, man, that thing was like part of my childhood. And so I got on the internet and on eBay and I started buying them up. Thankfully I did because Steve Jobs, when he passed away, the value of those things went up a little bit. I mean, you could get them on eBay back in the day for, $50. And so I bought a bunch I had like 5 or 6 of these old 1984, the black and white ones.
Yeah.
I still got them. Bridget told me to get rid of them, but I still have them.
That's great. They're going to be worth some money. Do they work?
Yeah, they work. And what's cool with the new technology is I bought this reader that can connect to it, and you download all the old programs from the 80s onto a memory card, and this device translates it so you can actually use it on them old. It's really cool. So I've got any software I want from back then.
Wow.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because I don't want Braylon messing around with. Computers now you can accidentally access anything.
Right.
You get viruses. Those computers are in a restricted environment. They're not connected to the internet. I know what's on them. And so I told her the other day, I have one in the bedroom on a shelf that I haven't set up. I said, well, I'm going to set up this computer for you. I said it to her one time, Jason. And guess what? She continues. She did it this morning.
Yeah.
She got up this morning and she goes, Daddy, are you going to get that computer going for me?
That's good. Yeah. The old teaching them well on the old Macintosh.
Yeah. Would rather them use that than the new ones, Jason.
Yeah,
You're on one right now, I bet.
Yeah, I am.
They're all right, though. They're all right. So, well, hey, we're going to take
for us simple-minded people.
Yeah, that's all right, man. We're going to take a quick break. Appreciate everybody joining us. There's some comments coming in. You know what? I'm getting Joshua back there to learn a little bit. Joshua, pop up some of these comments and let's see who we've got joining us this morning. There's quite a few people. Hey, there's the Horn family. What are they saying there, Jason?
Other kids can have colorful language. Little ears hear it all. Isn't that the truth? All about that.
There's the Horn family joining us. Joshua, who else do we have popping up here today? Joyce Parrish. What's she saying, Jason?
My teenager nephew years ago said the cuss words were just words to him. I told him words have meaning, like I love you.
Yeah, there we
go. That is true. Words have meaning. And you look at how people use those curse words, and I mean, it's so vulgar what they're saying, and they don't even realize they're saying the word. You know what they're saying, because words do have meaning.
They do, yeah. Well, hey, we're and there's my buddy over there, Joshua Harris. He's over at the Oak Ridge Disciple House.
All right, God bless you.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
Josh is coming into town this weekend. There was he's going to be attending a service on Saturday for a gentleman that he knew, wonderful people. He's coming into town, but then he's going to be here Sunday. He's going to come worship with us, Jason.
Right.
And then he wants to be here at 3:00. So I'm really excited, man. I'm so happy to have Josh coming and hanging out with us on
Praise
Sunday.
The Lord. Does a great ministry there, leading people through recovery, and we need more and more people like him.
Yeah, appreciate you, Josh. Well, let's take a brief break. We'll come back, and it's my favorite segment. Do you still have it today, Jason?
Yeah, I have something.
News you can use when we come back. We'll take a brief break. Stay with us. More to come as we continue promoting the good here in Huntsville. This is your show on this Thankful Thursday. It is Good Morning Huntsville. We'll take a brief break, and we will be right back here in just a few moments, friends. Stay with us here on Good Morning Huntsville. Hey friends, Rob Hitt, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. All right, friends, back as we continue on this journey this morning. Thanks for hanging out with us here on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Jason Bay joining us remotely. We'll bring Jason back on in just a few moments for our segment, as always, here on this Thankful Thursday, News You Can Use. Before that, though, I want to give a big thank you, as always, to our friends at Huntsville Memorial Hospital. Had our first town hall meeting last night. A lot of great information was provided about the new state-of-the-art facility that is going to be on for community vote. And I want to encourage you to get out to these town halls. There's going to be another one coming up here at Elkins Lake here in just a few days. We're going to post that, or next week, we're going to post that on our Hello Huntsville Facebook page. I believe it's at the beginning of March, so I'll have to get that information out in just a few moments. But we had a great town hall last night. A lot of folks showed up at the storm shelter despite the cold. And, for me and just my personal thoughts on this, I think it's a great, great opportunity for our community. And so we want to encourage you, get more information. This is something that I've always said, if a community has great health care and great education, the community's got a great chance at really doing some amazing things. It makes it lucrative for people to want to move into a community. And HMH is doing some great work. New leadership over there has really been working hard. And they have great services, and we need more services. The reality is, I don't want to have to go down to Conroe to get service. If I got some cardiovascular going on, I have a lot of gastroenterology issues that I've had since I was a teenager. I want to be able to do those things right here in Huntsville. A new hospital is going to attract new talent and more resources, and I really want you to get more information, learn more about this, attend these town hall meetings. But again, big thank you to HMH. They are, by the way, our streaming supporter here on Good Morning Huntsville, and we always like to take a moment to recognize them on the show every day. So again, stay up to date. We'll have more information on our website. I'll also have a story out. If not by the end of this week, we'll have it out early next week about that first town hall, and we'll also have more information so we can present that to the community as well. Well, we'll go ahead and bring back on Jay Bay here, as Jason has been with us this morning. We appreciate him, and Jason, it's time for one of my favorite segments here on the show. It is News You Can Use with Jay Bay.
All right. Well, I want to start out this morning with some local news.
Hey, Jason, one last thing. Hey, one thing real quick,
Yeah.
and it may just be on my end. I forgot to do this. Can you click on that gear icon?
Yeah.
And then go to audio?
Okay.
And is there any way on there that you can – there's no option, I don't think, for you to turn that up, is there? I don't see it on your end.
Yeah, I can turn that. Is that any better?
Yeah, turn that on and then turn on that auto gain control. And then also turn on noise suppression, I think will be good. So yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit louder. Thank you. All right, let me reintro. It's time now for News You Can Use with Jay Bay.
All right. Well, I wanted to bring to your attention first some local news that affected me directly. Um, let's see, it was 2 days ago now. There's a man that was on the run. He escaped from Waller County, and he wound up being in. Oh, there's my dog.
This is like that. This is like that. Did you ever see that news segment during COVID where like the reporter
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
BBC and his kid came in?
yeah, yeah. Salvador Saucedo escaped while undergoing tests at a Belleville hospital on January 23rd, and he was added to the Texas top 10 most wanted sex offenders
Oh
last
no.
week. And of all places to wind up, he wound up in Richards, Texas, which is not far from where I live and not far at all from where my kids go to school. They go to school in Richards. And he was hiding out in a house directly across our catty corner to where the school is. So the 2 days ago, that was what, Wednesday? No, Tuesday. They one of our school resource officers, who's a really great guy, and they hired him, and I'm so thankful that they did. He was just patrolling around the school, and he noticed somebody peeking their head out the door of this house across the street from the school, and so he kind of took a double take, and then he looked at the house, and he noticed that there was smoke coming out of the house. And so he hollered at the guy to come out, come out of the house. And then the guy looked and then shut the door, and he knew something was up. So he called for backup, and they sent like 10 officers out there, and they locked down the school. They sent out a deal over the parent portal thing that they were locking down the school. So me and Kim didn't know what was going on. But they ended up capturing the guy, and he was arrested. He attempted suicide whenever they went to catch him, but they did rush him to Conroe Hospital, and he is on life support there, I believe. But I just wanted to say a shout out to all of our police officers, and especially our police officers that serve in the schools. They do such an amazing job. The one we have is such a nice guy. He really cares about the students. And I sent him a card yesterday just telling him how much I appreciate him, because, today's world, when we send our kids to school, we just never know what's gonna go on. And I'm thankful that we have these officers in the school to watch out for our kids. But that was a scary deal just 2 days ago, right across the street from us, and it was all resolved somewhat peacefully. So I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, Jason. I mean, I can only imagine, too, and having children, and especially the crimes that he's committed that he was in trouble for, and then to show up right there near that school, and right there
Yeah.
in the community that is so near and dear to you. I know, of course, Huntsville near and dear to you, but I mean, you guys are right there, and I'm just thankful and thank the good Lord that he got caught, and
hmm
just pray that justice will be served yet again, because that's just a tough situation.
Yeah, it was definitely an eye opener for me and my wife, because a lot of our kids are there at the school, and when we heard that it was on lockdown, we immediately, they didn't say why the school was on lockdown. I don't guess they can, because they don't really know what's going on and what's taking place, and so when you send that message out to parents, they immediately think that someone's in the school, and but we were calling and trying to find out. I was at church with you, Rob, and I didn't know
Mhm.
whether or not I should get in the car and go home or what, but it wasn't long, and I got a chance to talk to my sister, and she informed me that the school was safe. They were just that event was happening across the street, and so they did catch him, but. I was thankful that came to an end, but it was an exciting few days around our neck of the woods, to say the least.
Yeah, and schools aren't allowed to disclose. I know it's frustrating for parents sometimes, because you want to know what's happening, but there's different things. They don't want to cause panic, but I think
Right.
sometimes unintentionally it causes panic. But
Yeah,
I get
definitely.
it. It's like my I got a note the other day that my son had bit another child at school. You know what they say? They're not allowed to say the names. So it just says, hey, I just wanted to let you know that Caden bit a friend today at school. And I was like, well, what friend was it? And they're like, well, we can't say. It was just a friend. And then, but then it was like, somebody pinched my daughter, and it's like, oh, a friend pinched. I was like, what friend? Because I'm going to have a talk with their parents, But they don't tell you who.
Well, another thing in local news is that Dairy Queens are closing over 20 Dairy Queens in the state of Texas. They're auctioning off all the equipment, and one of those is the one here in Huntsville. They're closed it. I saw just the other day the sign out that said that they were closed permanently. I don't know. Do you like Dairy Queen?
Oh, I love Dairy Queen, man. Don't get me started on DQ. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I've been to some nice Dairy Queens. I know this one in Huntsville probably needed a good remodel, but there's some nice Dairy Queens throughout Texas that are really. And I always like going to Dairy Queen if you find one that's well taken care of. But I didn't attend that one very much, but I do like their ice cream. I think they have some of the best ice cream. So I guess we'll have to do without Dairy Queen for a while. And I don't know why they're closing so many of them, but that is the headline from the paper today.
I got something. I don't know if this is going to come through, Jason. Hold on. All right. I'm hoping and praying that this works.
All right.
All right. You can see this here, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can update the audio. I don't know if this is going to go through. Tell me real quick if you can hear this.
Well, let's talk about how did you get, of course,
Did you hear that? Just the
beginning
beginning
I heard it.
Okay, so here you go. You ready for this? Here we go.
Well, let's talk about how did you get, of course, David Quinton's the name. How did you get the nickname, man?
Man, I think it was in high school. One of my friends just started singing the song DQ, and it just stuck. And those are my initials, D and Quentin. So I ran with it. Everybody liked it. It's just a household name. So
you didn't finish the song, man. DQ.
That's what I like about Texas.
There you go.
That was old David Quinton back in the day that was my very first college broadcasting opportunity with Southwestern, a Division III program, and that was David Quinton back in the day, and they called him DQ, so I had to make sure that he sang the theme song, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I did find an article in USA Today that said these closures are an isolated event. It was this franchise owner's decision to close and participate in the auctions. So Texas has the most DQs in the country with about 560 Dairy Queens. So over 20 of them closing, but one of those happens to be in Huntsville. So we'll have to say goodbye to our Dairy Queen.
Yeah, there's a gentleman that owns many of them, the Mayfield family, and they took over the one in Georgetown and just and I'm not knocking the one here, but the one here needed. I told a young lady one time that was working in there. I remember I went through. It's hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the doors and the windows open.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "What are y'all's doors and windows?" She goes, "The AC's broken."
Yeah.
Jason, I went through a year later. The AC still hadn't been fit. I said, "It's time to call OSHA."
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'll tell you, you're exactly right, because there's some that are really nice. There's one that when we take the kids to their basketball games, in Richards, we play 1A schools. So a lot of the 1A schools we play out are on the other side of Brenham or up towards Cameron and that area, little schools out between here and Austin, really. And there's one out there that we always stop by because it's really nice, and the kids like eating there because we don't eat at Dairy Queen a lot, but yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they'll put another one here one day, and it'll be a nice one.
Well, I brought that up because the Mayfield family, man, they took that over. The one in Georgetown was going downhill. Nobody went there. They revitalized it, and that place, to this day, when I go back home to my hometown, that place is still packed with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a beautiful the way they've redone it, and
Mm-hmm.
that Mayfield family, whoever that guy is, and it's cool because you'll drive up to the window and it's like he's holding one of those cones, with the chocolate where what do they call that?
Dip cone,
The
right?
dipped cone, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's my
holding the
mom's
dip.
favorite.
Well, he's holding the dip cone and he's smiling, and it says, "You're at a Mayfield DQ." There's just something prestigious about that
Yeah.
Mayfield brand.
Yeah. I will say the one here in Huntsville, a few years ago, we were putting out prayer boxes in different restaurants, just to have people that had prayer that were there they could drop prayers in those boxes, and we would come by and pick them up. And they allowed us to put one in there. The ownership there, we got to put one
That's
there
awesome.
in their restaurant. So they were good to us about that.
Yeah, definitely not knocking them. Now, the Horn family, they went through. They said they put in a prayer in the box, and they said we pray that next time we come, there's ice cream.
Yes, definitely. All right, just a couple of other stories. On Australia, there's these false killer whales, which a false killer whale, I had to look that up. A false killer whale is a type of dolphin that looks like a killer whale. It's not the size of a killer whale. It's like a really large dolphin, but they really experienced something unusual. More than 150 of these whales have wound up on the beach of Australia, off the state of Tasmania, and most of them have beached themselves there, and they don't know what's causing this. And a lot of them have wound up still alive on the beach, but they can't get them back into the water. So they've decided that they're going to end up having to euthanize a bunch of these whales that have been washing up. And they say there's all different kinds of speculation about why whales do these things, but nothing is really known why. But yeah, they have about 157 of these killer whales on the beach in Australia. So that's weird.
Yeah, I was trying to, as you're talking about this, Jason, I was like, false kill. Somebody got late. Scientists are really smart, but in this case, somebody got really lazy. They didn't come up with one of those extravagant words. They're like, whoa, they're sitting at a round table, they have on their mono, what are those glasses called? The mono lens or whatever. And they're like,
Monocle.
Monocle, yeah. See, oh, is this the opposite of a killer whale? What are we gonna
What
call
name
it?
should we come up with? We're running out of names here. Let's just call it the false killer whale.
Yeah, Winston. What do you think, Winston? Oh, I think false would be a good answer. Oh, I agree, Winston. False killer whale. And how many of these? So how many of these are washed up in Australia, huh?
Yeah. It's out of coast of Tasmania. So it's pretty. I imagine it's pretty rough because of the smell. Because they can't move them. They're so big, they can't get them off of. They tried to get them back into the water, and some of them they did get back in the water, but some of them have beached themselves so far that they couldn't. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, that's sad.
And they didn't want to just watch them suffer, so they euthanized many of them. Sad. It's terrible.
Yeah,
they really don't even look like killer whales, honestly. They look like sharks.
That's terrible.
All right, another animal news. The University of Florida did a study on the sewage system around the university and around Gainesville, and they discovered there's a considerable number of alligators living in the Florida sewer system. And they try to do investigation with trail cameras to discover why there's so many of them in the sewer system, and they believe that it's mainly a source of transportation for these alligators, moving back from one place to the next and not having to cross roads. They just go into the sewer system. But they ended up, after their study, they found 35 different animal species, including armadillos, frogs, raccoons, and alligators living in the sewer system. So beware of the sewer systems in Florida.
And when you say sewer system, you're talking about the drainage system and all of it, huh?
Yeah, like we have in Huntsville, like just the where the storm water goes.
Well, there it is. Here's a Palm Bay police department cop. She posed. This is a police officer. She posed with one of these alligators just peeking on out, man. Good morning.
How would you like that? Look,
Yeah.
there's a trash can right by the alligator's head.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, you were talking before you mentioned the alligator, and you mentioned, there was a story coming from Florida about the sewer system, and I thought you were going to say, and they concluded that it stank. I've been to Gainesville. Did I ever tell you this story?
Oh yeah, you told me you flew down there to take
flew
a job.
Down. Well, yeah, I didn't have the interview, and I flew down to the Gators. Buddy of mine, Mark Vandermeer, is the voice of the Houston Texans. He said, "Rob, get on a plane and go show up down there." That's what I did at Miami. That's how I got the job. I said, "That's aggressive." He goes, "Man, but it'll get your name out there."
Yeah.
And so I showed up in a parking lot, and no one was out in the. It sounds like you're about to beat up somebody, man, when I'm describing this. It's like, but I went to the athletic office, and they said, "Well, Mr. Hip, we already, did you come all the way down here to see us?" I finally told them, yeah. They go, "Well, we already have somebody. We just haven't announced it yet."
But the good thing is, though, that also got your name in for the North Dakota state job,
yeah,
right?
Connected me to a few people there. And, the other thing was, Jason, I'm going to have to write these folks a letter because, man, I spent $100 delivering cookies to that athletic office after I left there. I found a gourmet cookie company in Gainesville that delivered, and I bought them the biggest spread of gourmet cookies that morning.
That's nice.
And but maybe it went a long way. So
hey, no, it did, and that shows you when you want a job what you have to do sometimes to get a job. You got to work at it. You can't just expect someone to hand you the job. That's very very ambitious of you.
Well, here at First Baptist, I'd sent you guys flowers for like four months, and
not true. We came looking for you. If you don't remember, we came looking for you.
You guys shook me down at the Mackenzie's barbecue.
we said
you're not leaving.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, that's about right. That's about right. Me and Dr. Jones, I'll never forget that. Dallas Morning News has an article on the first holographic zoo in the United States is about to set up in Austin, Texas. Zoos have come along under a pretty bad rap in the last few years because of animal rights and other things. And so this zoo is called Zoocade. You ought to take your kids there when you go back to Georgetown sometime. The first holographic zoo in the United States is open in Austin. The attraction features a more than 60-foot holographic tunnel. Visitors wear 3D glasses to view the exhibit as they walk through. It's like a tunnel that you walk through, and as you walk through it, the content changes. So now you not only have AI technology to bring you, content as far as writing and other things, but you can just go to your AI zoo. I don't know how enjoyable that would be. But tickets for the attraction start at $25 a person, and some packages include arcade games starting at $31. So you can see there's Australian themed shows where you can see koalas, kangaroos, crocodiles, and snakes, and you can even see dinosaurs. So check it out, Rob, next time you head back to your hometown and to Austin, and tell us about the first ever hologram zoo in the United States right there in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sit there and think, like, would that even be I mean, are they going to have sounds? Is there speakers generating sounds? I don't understand,
Yeah, I'm sure it's kind of an immersive experience, but I don't know. It sounds like you could probably just get that at home on your own computer, but
I think, it was weird because there was some news on this. It's funny you brought this up because some news on this, it actually broke.
It broke.
Yeah, it broke. Someone had actually taken a photo of this zoo, Jason, and there it is. The kids, there it is.
Yeah.
See, the kid,
yeah.
The children, they're not even happy. Look at them. They're like, this poor girl's like throwing up. Look at that. Her poor little lip is broken.
Man.
Yeah.
Goodness,
This
Rob,
girl
that
here
is
is so upset she's
troublesome.
growing an arm out of her ear. You know?
I'm worried about that picture.
That was AI, by the way.
There's a, there, there's already holographic zoos in Australia, China, and Canada, but this will be the first one ever in the United States. So
The Horn
I know you
family
don't
has.
watch a lot of TV, and I just wanted to touch on this one
Yeah.
because I've never seen it before. But if you haven't seen it, we'll just move right along. Um, the doctors agree. You've seen these medical TV shows. I don't know. It used to be back in the day. What was that one?
Doogie Howser, MD.
Yes, and then there was what was that one on NBC after that? ER. Remember ER?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well they got a new one out, and it's called The Pit. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay, I haven't either. But anyway, they say that this TV show is closest to medical drama that it gets, and the doctors agree that this is of the different TV shows that are produced on medical dramas and ER rooms, that this one is the closest to the real thing. So I don't know. I don't have a comment on that because I haven't seen it, and neither have you. So we'll move right along.
Well, wait. I do have one comment, Jason.
All right.
I do have one comment, very briefly. Just looking at the graphic of it, boy, look how serious that looks. That looks pretty.
Yeah, man,
Boy,
it looks like somebody's really going to get taken care of there. All right, I got two more really quick. First, the Tesla. Remember when Tesla started up? Well, there was another company that started up called Nikola. Have you ever heard of them? Nikola. Have you heard of them?
Yep.
Okay, so they started up along the same time, and their goal was to make semi trucks for hauling that was electric. So it was an electric truck startup company. And this week, yesterday, they filed for bankruptcy, and their business is going to close. And it was one of the reasons why the company took such a bad turn was their founder, Trevor Milton, was convicted on fraud charges in October 2022 for some false and misleading statements he made about the development of these trucks, these electric and hydrogen powered trucks. Listen to what he did. He said he created a video of a hydrogen powered semi truck prototype cruising along a flat road. But in the film, it was found out that the truck was towed to the top of a hill and released to imitate the appearance of driving. So anyway, the trucks are not going to make it. The electric semi truck that they've been working on. So
I've
so
heard
long
of
to that idea.
You know, I've heard of those trucks before, and I've seen them before. No, I haven't seen. I've heard of them. It made me think of those Waymo trucks. You know, that were driving around for a while. You don't see those anymore. Those driverless trucks.
Yeah.
I was. You know, since this guy was really good at like coming up with stuff, I managed to find a picture of him, Jason, driving the truck. Driving the truck.
Yeah.
There it was. He's in his truck, and they opened the door, and the gold coins poured out of it.
Yeah, I think he got off with some of those coins. I think that's probably pretty accurate. All right, last thing I wanted to do.
Once again, AI photo. I just disclaimer there. You know.
Yeah, good. Thank you. We needed that clarification. So, last but not least, so this is an article where non-Americans are sharing the American foods they desperately want to try when they visit the United States. So you think about it, and we always think about visiting other countries. You know, if you go to Italy, what would you have? Or Paris, the food there. You know, you think about other countries and what you would want to try if you went to their countries. So these are things that people from other countries want to try if they came to the United States. So here are just some of the things that people had mentioned. Number one, candy corn. You like candy corn, Rob?
No, don't even get me started. I hate that garbage.
I think they could probably just order some from Amazon and not even have to worry about visiting.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, pumpkin pie. And the person wrote, "It sounds so weird, but I'm super curious." Number 3, soul food, the classic Southern old-fashioned family-style recipes paired with sweet tea. Give me some rice and beans, okra, gumbo, fried chicken, and green beans. That does sound good. Ranch sauce. It says the United Kingdom does not do it the same way. So another person said, I'd love to try In-N-Out burgers. You ever tried In-N-Out burgers, Rob?
Yeah, I think they were kind of overrated, honestly. They built one near my hometown and we went to it. Not really a huge fan of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I never have eaten there. Another person wrote, I'd like to try buttermilk pancakes. You like pancakes?
Yeah, I love pancakes. You know, I wanted to go back to that In-N-Out. I think they call it In-N-Out because the food's so bad that as soon as you eat it, it's out. I didn't like it. So anyways, just full disclaimer on that, Jason.
Oh man. Another person wrote, I'd literally like to have any fast food. We don't have fast food in Australia. And I'd like to get a crumble cookie. You ever tried a crumble cookie?
Yeah, those are really good.
Yeah, my daughter loves crumble cookies. And I think there's one coming into Huntsville. Someone said that they were going to make one. They're building one here. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to. This guy who said there's no fast food in Australia.
Mm-hmm. It's probably where he's from.
Yeah, because there's McDonald's. There's Carl's Jr. I mean,
Yeah.
I just pulled up. There's 38 known fast food chains in Australia. 38.
Yeah, he probably lives way in the back of Australia somewhere. Just like
he lives 30 minutes outside of Huntsville. You know?
This person wrote potato pancakes.
Those are good. I've had those before.
Yeah. Jerky. Where I live, it's not really a thing. And the locally made jerky is very hard to find and very expensive. Jerky's expensive here too.
Yeah.
All the fried fair foods, the fried chicken, and all the wild milkshake and ice cream flavors. Grits. You like grits?
No, I'm not a fan. If I eat grits, man, I got to load them with sugar. There's no way I can
Really?
eat those things.
I love grits. I like to eat them with butter and salt, though, not sugar.
Yeah, see, I'm different. I like butter and sugar.
Barbecue. I hear Americans rave and argue about the best barbecue places.
Hey, you know, Benny J's here is so good. They always run out. You got to get over there early.
Mhm.
McKenzie's is great. We love, the McKenzie family, Kevin and Lisa and their family. They're wonderful people. But do you know where like a little hidden gem is outside of Huntsville? There's 2 of them that I absolutely love outside of our community.
Where's that?
Texans Barbecue in Montgomery. We're going to have to take a
Road
lunch
trip.
break over there one day.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And it's wonderful. Good Christian family runs this. Texans Barbecue. It's a little hole in the wall.
Texas or Texans?
Texans Barbecue. It's hard for me as a Cowboys fan to go in there,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
Texans Barbecue. And then the second one is C&J's Barbecue there in College Station.
Yeah,
Man, it's good.
We used to eat there all the time, and we still do. That little place off of Highway, they have a little place off of Highway 30 there, right when you're going into College Station. You take a left there like you're going to Sam's, and it's right there. We used to always stop there and get barbecue, and now they opened up another much nicer restaurant there in town. But we love C&J Barbecue, but it has gotten over the years more and more expensive. But I know everything's got more and more expensive.
Yeah.
Philly cheesesteaks, Sloppy Joe burgers, and last but not least, Thanksgiving dinner.
Huh.
And we mentioned that Thanksgiving dinner, I think you and I both agree, was a little bit overrated.
Yeah. It's always the same thing, change it up. I like going to my mom's, she does tamales and all this random stuff.
Yeah,
so
I love
good.
the tamales at Thanksgiving, definitely.
Well, Jason, it's been a fun show today. I know you got places to go, man.
Yeah, I got things I got to do. I got to fix the water first. Hopefully we'll have to wait till the pipes thaw out some so I can see what the deal is. So hopefully by the end of the day, it will get up above freezing enough to thaw out some of the ice.
Yeah, hopefully that'll happen. I do want to mention we do have a giveaway today. This is, and I don't want people to text in. If you can absolutely go to this, then text in. And we're not going to call the winner live. We'll call them after the show today. But our friends from the Prison City Film Festival came by. They're going to be on the show with us tomorrow, giving us some more in-depth information about this. This is their 8th annual film festival. I went last year. It's pretty neat. There's a whole random assortment. These film festivals are neat. It's a lot of, they call them indie films. A lot of people produce.
Yeah.
These, and it was really, you would have liked it, Jason. There was a guy there that produced a documentary on the Dallas Mavericks, like the Maniacs, I think they're called.
Oh yeah, the guys. Yeah,
really cool. And they were there. I met them. They were at this film festival last year. So it's a whole different array. There's just everything you could think of, from comedy to drama to documentaries, all of it. They have blessed us with more VIP passes to give away this year. And these are not cheap. I mean, they're not bad considering what you get. $165 a piece. And today, if you are able to make it to the film festival and you would like to be a part of this, it's going to start on Wednesday, the 26th. It's going to go all the way through Saturday, the 1st. So 4 days of jam-packed films, I think over 80 films. And, of course, you don't have to go to every single one of them. But if you can go, even if it's just for a day, I don't want someone who's going to text in and it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go to one of them. But if you can go to a few of these or more, this VIP pass is also going to get you in to all of the events that they have. There's food and all sorts of things. If you're interested in this, text us right now. The keyword is film, F-I-L-M, on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, keyword film, F-I-L-M, to 936-339-0139. Paul Shriver has been so generous to me, and boy, he has given us, I'm just looking here, Jason, 4 of these passes to give away. I mean, you take $165 times 2. I'm bad at math in my head, but that's well over $350 for sure for 2 of them. So, again, text us if you're able to make it to the Prison City Film Festival. We want to make sure that these get used because there's a lot of value. There's a lot of events. If you're a movie person, if you like to see movies, if you just want to learn about how these film festivals work and what they do, go to it. You don't have to stay there. You can go in and out, but there's movies showing all day for the next 4 days starting next Wednesday. One final time, if you're able to go and you'd like a chance to win one of these VIP passes, text us. The word is film, F-I-L-M, to 936-339-0139. Steph Valley won them last year. She was able to go to a couple of them and really enjoyed it. So,
I've known several people that have participated in that in the past, and I know it. They have with the emphasis on mass media at Sam Houston. They have a lot of college students that are very, very talented that participate in that as well. And there are some great things that they produce through that. So I think that the people that will go will be glad they went.
And then, Jason, one final thing today. I know we talked earlier about HMH and Huntsville Memorial Hospital. I do have those dates now, and they've got their website up now with information about the bond. This was the Walker County Hospital District, in collaboration with community members in response to healthcare needs of our community. They unanimously decided on February the 10th to initiate a bond election in the amount, and it sounds like a lot, but that's why you need to get information because, to me, this is a small cost for excellent healthcare. $246 million bond is going to be up for vote coming up in May. And these town hall meetings, the first one was last night. The next one will be on March the 12th. At 6 p.m. at the Elkins Lake Clubhouse. Again, March the 12th. That's going to be on a Wednesday night at 6 p.m. at Elkins Lake. Then they'll have one at Riverside Baptist on the 25th. And then the final one will be at the MLK Junior Community Center on April the 8th. That's my birthday.
Well, one thing that I'll say, and I don't have a dog in this fight, but because I don't live in Walker, I live right outside of Walker County. But I will say that you've seen around the state a lot of small communities lose their hospitals. I don't know if you've seen that, and when people don't support the healthcare system, that's what happens. The small communities lose their healthcare, and I think this is so needed in our community, and it is a great investment in the future of Huntsville. And when you need health care, when you need emergency health care, when you need someplace to go, you're thankful that those people are there. I remember my dad, whenever he passed away, I took him to Huntsville for he got in the car, he was not feeling well. I took him straight to the first place that I came to, and that was the Huntsville Hospital there, and they did such a great job with him and were so nice to us, and I was thankful that hospital was there. So I would encourage the people to support this. I know it requires everybody to pay a little bit more, but it's well worth it when you think about the health care that they provide to our community. We need local health care.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're just showing some pictures. Look how beautiful this is, by the way.
That is going to be awesome. And it's so needed. Our hospital needs to be improved, and it will draw in new doctors and new specialties to our community. And it could really make a huge impact in every aspect of our community.
Yeah, they had some renderings. I met the architect, by the way, who helped design this. And I think it's just going to be an incredible opportunity for our community. Come to these town halls. If you have questions, there were some folks yesterday that had some pretty legitimate questions, and I think they did a great job of answering those. So a couple of people have texted in. One final opportunity. We will call someone after the show today, but if you can go to the Prison City Film Festival, text in the keyword film, F-I-L-M, on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Jason, I know you got to roll. Any final comments? It's been a fun day. Thanks for hanging out with us.
No, I thank you, Rob, for allowing me to come in through this format, because it allows me to still be on the show and also to take care of the things I need to here. But not only that, I got some other places I have to go. I'm preparing for some funerals that we have coming up, unfortunately. And so I got some places I have to go today. But just want to say thank you to you. And I want to encourage all the people to come and be a part of our series on Love Isn't Blind. We've gone through two different types of love: eros love, phileo love. This next week we're going to be talking about agape love, which is the godlike love, the love that allows God to step out of heaven to earth and die on the cross for us. Self-sacrificing love, forgiving type of love. And I want to encourage everybody. You know, we spent this whole month talking about love, and so many people have come and talked to me about how much this series, and it's not me, it's what the scripture says, has impacted them and their life and their family and their relationships, and how important it is that we focus on marriages and things like that in relationships of our families, in our churches, because our churches are only as strong as our families. And so I want to just encourage, if you don't have a church, to come and be a part of our church. Come and hear the message on Sunday on agape love.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Jason, thank you so much. We'd love to see you 9:30 Bible study, 10:45 service. Jason will get you out by noon. That's going
right.
to be the slogan on the side of the church.
Yes.
Unless the Holy Spirit,
out by noon.
We never know though. If the Holy Spirit's moving, it may be later, but most of the time we're out by noon.
Lord.
So, well, hey, we love you, Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out with us. Big thank you to Joshua Mashi behind the scenes helping us today as well. And I want to leave you, as I do every single day, reminding you, friends, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 7:30. Billy Cawthon, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, hangs out with us here in studio. Again, that's tomorrow at 7:30. Until then, good morning, Huntsville. God bless and so long. Jason, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you a little bit later.
All right. Appreciate it, brother.
I was running, couldn't find my way, caught in the chaos of another day. Shadows chasing, dreams were wearing thin, but your love broke through, calling me again. You saw me drown and reached into the deep, pulled me from the wreckage. Now I believe You turn it all around. You make the ashes beautiful. Your mercy rains down, breaking every chain. I'm whole. I'm not a victim. No, I'm living free. Jesus, you are my victory. Oh, my victory. My victory. Every lie I believed is gone. Your truth is my anthem. You're where I belong. You're the fire burning in my soul. You've redeemed me. Now I'm fully known. When I was empty, you poured out your grace. Now my life is yours and I lift my praise. You turn it